Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to my channel. Here we are doing another spell for you guys. This is something that if you are of Latin descent or Mexican, we all know what the egg cleansing is. I'm sure you've heard of it. This is a very practiced spell and ritual that is done to remove all negative energy or excess jealousy, envy, hatred. I will guide you guys through this. What you'll be needing is an egg. You also will be needing water. Doesn't matter what type of water. It could be tap water, spring water, distilled water. Does not matter. A glass. And you will be needing sage, or if you'd like to try what is known as the puro cleansing as well, which is you do a cleansing and a removal with the egg, and you make use of a cigar. This is very known, I guess. Like I said, or like I mentioned initially. So anyways, the reason why I'm doing this voiceover is because this is something that I do for my clients. I will be working on a client for this spell, but it is very important for me to keep their information, their name, and their pictures completely confidential. I will be reciting prayers that I use only specifically when when working with clients. So again, I encourage you guys to do whatever prayer belief system that you are very strong or believer, then that's the prayer you will be using when using the egg. Again, like I mentioned here, you're going to be needing glass. Make sure to be using a specific glass that you will not be using or putting back into your kitchenware. Make sure that you use this specifically for these types of works, as it is very important. Energy is everything, and never ever mix any type of kitchenware when using it for spells or cleansing, specifically for cleansings. Again, like I said, you're going to be needing an egg and sage or a cigar. Obviously, this is something that I use specifically because it is attached to my saint, the one that I will be working with tonight in this video. Again, like I said, I keep my prayers very confidential because they are very strong, very powerful, and they can be used for good, but they can also be used to harm people. So that's the reason why I am doing the voiceover. And again, pray or do a prayer that you're very faithful, true believer of your practice or religion, whatever that is, and you will have the same effect. Okay? So anyways, let's get into this. Okay, so we're going to start off with making sure we have a white candle, preferably. If this is for yourself, then obviously white is symbolic for purity, for cleansing, and the removal of negative energy. I will be using blue, obviously, for protection and spiritual purposes. So we will light that. Once that is lit, we're going to let it sit there for a little bit while we try to concentrate. Please keep in mind, it is essential and very important for you to be able to be centered and grounded when doing this. Again, very important. As you can see here, I've worked this candle for quite a bit, as this is my third work for this client. It is a process. So again, obviously their case is a little bit more difficult. Nonetheless, you will only be needing to do this every 6 months. So it'd be twice a year, preferably. So anyways, again, like I said, you're going to need the candle, preferably white, sage, or cigar if you're using that, the egg, the water, and the glass. It's very simple, but very, very prominent, very strong and powerful, as reading an egg is also something that I can go on for hours, doing this video and letting you guys know the interpretations of eggs. But I will pretty much keep it very short and sweet, very to the point, what you need to look for, and what is most important. Okay. So anyways, again, like I said, I will be guiding you through this. I will not be able to show you exactly what it is that I'm doing, as I am directly picking up the energies of my clients. So that's the reason why I'm very focused in the present. And again, like I said, I highly encourage you guys, before proceeding, to take a good 15 to 20 minutes, grounding yourself, clearing your mind, and knowing that you're going into this ritual with a very strong and grounded type of energy. Now, you guys know I completely suck at drawing. This is my attempt. So anyways, I did this very generalized just to give you guys an idea, okay? So when doing any type of cleansing, you always start at the third eye chakra, which is right at the center of both your eyebrows. That's where we're going to start with the egg. Okay, so if you're doing this on your person, then you're going to start right at the center of your eyebrows. And what you're going to do is you're going to rub the egg in a counterclockwise position. So why are we doing it counterclockwise? It's very important, because that's what we do when banishing, okay? When we're removing any type of negative energy, banishments are always done counterclockwise. So we're going to start off with the counterclockwise. Obviously, you're going to go down your 7 main focal points of chakras, okay? So obviously, you're going to start off at your third crown chakra, then you're going to go and work yourself down, okay? You go down towards your throat, your heart, your stomach, below the navel, and your root chakra. And then you go, again up towards the crown chakra. Okay. So anyways, I will be guiding you guys through this. Again, like I said, I'm just giving you guys an example. Obviously, I can show you my client's picture. But every time we do cleansings, we always go from the top down. Never, ever do it from the bottom up, or when you're done sweeping yourself, which is completely going from the top of your head all the way to the bottom of your feet. Do not go back from your feet going up, okay? You always start at the top. Very, very important. So anyways, this is pretty much giving you guys an idea of what we're going to be doing. So you're going to be getting the egg, and you're going to start at the third eye chakra point, which is right in the center of your eyebrows. And you're going to do it in a counterclockwise position, saying your prayer, whatever it is that you're very fond of, or that you have faith in. You're going to be saying that prayer. And you're going to go down, again, like I said, through the focal points all the way to the bottom of your feet. Once you've done that, you're going to go again. After you've done the crown chakra, you're going to go again to your third eye. And what you're going to do is you're going to sweep your body with the egg, passing it all the way down, all over your ears, your lips, your nose, down to your neck, your breast, your chest, all the way to your arms, to the tip of the fingertips. You're passing it basically all around, okay? Going all the way down. And what you're doing is you are absorbing and pretty much channeling your negative or excess energy that is not yours, but that has been sent your way throughout the years, whether it's negative thinking, whether it's having very negative neighbors, whatever it is. So again, you're going to do that going all the way. Again, like I said, you only do that counterclockwise in your forehead. And then once you start doing or rubbing the egg all over your body, it doesn't matter how you rub it. You don't have to do it in a counterclockwise position. You just do this right at the center of your third eye chakra. Okay, so very important to note. You work yourself down, again, like I said, through your shoulders to your chest, whatever it is, all the way to the bottom of your feet. This is could be done for both male or female, it does not matter. And you work yourself all the way down, okay? You're going to notice that when you're doing this, you're going to start to experience or feel the egg get very warm, almost. Some clients do experience sensing it or feeling it very, very hot. This is a normal process. Please do not get scared or intimidated. It's a normal process. So if you feel it warm, don't get scared. Continue doing what you're doing, okay? At any point, if you feel like you're intimidated, you're nervous, or whatever, do not stop this process. It's very essential for you to continue and finish this process. So if you're the type of person that gets very anxious, then I highly encourage you to go to a professional. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to pour the water in here in this glass. Very important to let the water sit there for a while, for the bubbles to come down. And again, like I said, just leave it there while you prepare to pretty much pass the egg all over your body. Okay, so here I just put this real quick just so you guys can know. Again, like I mentioned, when we start, we're going to do it right at the center of our eyebrows, and we're going to do it in a counterclockwise position, okay? That's just at the center of your eyebrows. Once you do that about 4 or 5 times, saying whatever prayer it is that you believe or you have faith in, you will then proceed to go down in a sweeping motion all over your body. Please do not forget to do your arms, your hands, your fingers, as it is very important, okay? So here is basically that's what I'm telling you at this moment. That's why we're using my amazing art skills that obviously I'm not the best at, but anyways, you guys get the drift, okay? Okay, so right here we are pretty much, I've already done my prayers. I've already done my consecration. Now I'm at the part where after you've pretty much run the egg all over your body, from your head to your feet, then go all the way up again and go down, touching every single part of your body. Once that is done, then we're going to break the egg. So obviously when you do this, it is very essential, very important to do it as quickly as possible. If you mess up the first time, it is absolutely okay. It takes practice. Obviously, try the best you can to do it as quickly as possible, because the way the egg falls, I will then guide you guys to what to look for. I can go on for days explaining what it is exactly that the egg because the egg basically talks to us. It lets us know the energies surrounding you, the energies, if you've been worked before, if your name has been invoked in any type of spell work, magic, anything like that. But again, I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible. So I will definitely show you guys what you need to look for. As you can see here, I've already dropped the egg. And again, you're going to let it fall out completely. Once that is done, let it settle. Okay? Very, very important. Obviously, the air, when dropping the egg and the egg yolk, obviously, we're supposed to let that sit for about a good 2-3 minutes before we actually start to interpret the egg yolk or the egg. So anyways, like I said, let it sit there for a while. Obviously, the egg is already speaking to me at this point. I'm already looking at certain things that are very prominent. And again, I will try to not tell you exactly what everything means, because then this video will go on forever. I'm going to guide you guys towards what you need to be looking for if it does happen to show, okay? So anyways, right here at this moment, I'm kind of going through it and looking at it. So you see this right here. There is a lot of bubbles at the top. Let me see if I can move this camera real quick to give you guys a better look. Okay, so right here initially at the top, there's bubbles. Again, we must let the water and the egg sit there for a while. Sometimes it is air bubbles or whatnot, so just let that sit there for a while. Obviously, we can see here, when you start to see a lot of almost needle-like type of stripes from the egg yolk going all the way to the top, this is talking about a lot of negativity around the client. But this has more to do with relatives and family that are close to this person, someone that they would usually deal with on an everyday basis. At the top, bubbles always represent jealousy. And this jealousy could be in the aspect of business, people that you talk to, friends, basically the saying enemies and or known enemies and not known enemies. The bubbles are definitely talk. It's a lot of gossiping going on. Bubbles are always speaking about that. So again, we're definitely seeing that here. If it has more than 3 bubbles, then obviously there's a lot of gossip surrounding the client. This can even represent the client being a bit of a loose can when it comes to communicating and gossiping as well. And obviously this is not a good thing, but it is general. You see, that's the perfect example I was showing you guys. There was a bubble that actually popped. Obviously, again, like I said, has a lot to do with air, so you have to allow this to sit there for a while. As we can see here, I'm not sure if you guys can see clearly, but there's more than 3 bubbles. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that. And again, like I said, when you start to see a lot of like little needle-like pulls that are going from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top, this is definitely negative energy, a lot of negative energy surrounding the client. But again, like I said, this has a lot to do with people surrounding the person. So it could be friends, could be relatives, could be people that they deal with on everyday type of communication. And unfortunately, unfortunately, we have to deal with family members. They're not always the positive. But anyways, so another thing that's very prominent here, as you guys can see, right where the egg yolk is at, there's like a little bean. It's almost like the size of a bean. And what this represents is, if it's very prominent and white, almost like kind of when you throw the egg in the skillet and it looks like it's starting to cuck, that's not a good thing. That's definitely negative. This is usually a representation of the person. They have been worked or they have been invoked in some type of candle magic. Now, this is not something that would be alarming. This could even be just, that a lot of people tend to talk or bring up the name of this person and they have a lot of envy on them from other people. But again, what we're looking at is, if you see this little bean, right, then your next step to look for is to try to look to see if you can see any type of faces. Yes, I know this can seem a bit scary, a bit dark, but it is very, very essential, because if you have the bean at the bottom of the yolk and you also happen to see a face or some type of skull, then this is definitely witchcraft. And this is something that the egg is very good at picking up. And again, I will continuously let this sit here for a while so that I can be able to interpret and see very clearly where we're at. So anyways, as you can see here also, so around the egg yolk, you could see almost like a cloud that is very dark. And you will be able, this is something that is very important for us to look at, because if the cloud is almost, I want to say a little bit less than an inch away from the egg yolk, meaning it goes over the egg yolk about an inch, then this is a good thing. This just means that there has been resistance. This usually represents the mind of the client. But again, you see how close the cloud is touching the egg yolk. This usually represents that the client is currently experiencing a lot of stuckness, a lot of suppression in regards to their finances, in regards to being prosperous. They're definitely having blockages, and this is something you can clearly see. Now, as I'm turning this very slightly, I'm starting to see here. I'm starting to see here a face. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can really see it, but from where I'm seeing it, it's almost like you can see the eyes and the nose and the mouth. Again, if a lot of people will experience having the little bean, but they won't see the face or the skull, then that's normal. That usually represents that this person can either this person has what's the word I'm looking for? Well, the beam can represent a couple of things, but if you look in correlation to having the bean and having a little, face kind of pop up, that's definitely not a good thing, because this is definitely telling me that the client has been worked on, or they've tried to do something through candle magic. And again, this is definitely something we already knew, which is why we're doing this. But again, if you're doing this for yourself, that's something to definitely keep an eye out on. Okay. Now, again, like I was saying, in regards to the little cloud that's over the yolk, if it was to be a little bit higher, I wouldn't be so concentrated on it, but because it's very close to the egg yolk itself, again, like I said, this could represent that the client is experiencing a lot of stress, a lot of obstacles in their life. And this is definitely not a good thing, because the closer it gets to the egg yolk, it's definitely talking about health issues. Okay. So again, something to definitely keep an eye out for. Okay, so right here, we are now ready to do the cleansing with the cigar. If you guys are using sage at this point, you want to put the sage to burn either in a censer or in a any type of plate that you don't necessarily would use for anything other than this. And what you're going to do is, if you're doing this to yourself, obviously, you're going to burn the sage, put it in the floor. And what you're going to do is you're going to walk or cross, go across from where the incense is burning. So what this represents is basically you are recharging, and you are completely removing any residue, negative type of energy. I am showing you this this little drawing I did just to show you guys what you would do. So what you're doing is, if you're going to be using a cigar, you're going to be lighting the cigar. Again, do the prayer, whatever prayer it is that you're very fond of or that you have very strong belief in. And once you light it, what you're going to do is you're going to pass the cigar the same way you pass the egg all over your body. And again, if you're doing the sage, then the sage would go at the bottom on the floor. You're going to burn it, and you're going to cross it, meaning you're going to go over it, so the incense can completely pretty much dissolve into the air. And when it's doing that, it's going to cleanse your aura field, your energy field, and that is what we want. Okay, so in this process, what I'm doing is, obviously, I'm lighting the cigar. Again, like I said, this is a very known process due to the saints that I work with, or the saint that I'm working with in this at this time. So that's the reason why I am using, obviously, again, like I said, the cigar. If you wish to do this to yourself, you can also do the cigar, even if you don't necessarily work with the saint. Usually a lot of Cubans, a lot of people that do practice Santeria, this is a normal process. This is something we do after we've pretty much completed the ritual of the cutting of cords, the ritual of cleansing and removing any negative type of energy. Okay, so right here, I am doing the prayers, and I am about to light the cigar. And as you can see, there's different ways of interpreting a cigar as well, and the ashes. I obviously that's for another video. If you guys are interested, definitely comment below, and I will make sure to do a video on reading cigars. The cigars have many attributes that go back way back, not just for cleansings, for removals, but also in spell work, and also a lot to do with them pretty much being able to speak to us as they are basically through the element of air. But anyways, like I said, if you guys are interested in that type of video, then definitely comment below. So we have already done this. I will continue to burn the cigar and continue to do my prayers. But this is a very quick rundown, very effective, very easy to do. And again, like I said, the more you practice it, you will become very natural for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and share if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Definitely subscribe, and we will see each other soon. Okay, bye.